Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Hope by the title you would have seen that this is going to be about Goldman Sachs. If anyone is new to the channel, little bit about me. My channel generally talks about design and DSA. I have 2000 plus rating on lead code and I work at top NNC as a SD2 or SW2. Recently, last year, I was fortunate enough to receive 10 job offers, which is the main reason I thought of continuing this channel so that I can guide and help people mostly who are in college or who are in SD1 or SD2 phase. I myself didn't have proper guidance, so I did a lot of mistakes when I either was interviewing or either I was in college. So the main reason to spread knowledge is to help others and they should not make the same mistakes as I did, right? So that said, uh, this video is going to talk about how my Goldman Sachs interview went, what was my prep strategy, and how you can like do better than me, right? So in this, I was fortunate enough to get the offer, right? Uh, but still, things could have been done differently. So that's what we'll be discussing in this video, and all the tips for each round I'll be discussing. So with that said, without wasting any time, let's get started. So the first thing first, right? So this is like confuse me or angry me, whatever you can say, right? So let's go to this first one, resume and applications. So there is a video on my channel regarding resume. I think if you are in with like less than 4 or 5 years of experience, one page resume is enough, right? And then how did I apply directly on career portal without referral? So I had applied to like 5 to 10 uh, GS openings, right? And then after 1 or 2 months, I got a call. So it was not immediate, right? Got OA link after couple of months. And plus another thing is that you may get a call from recruiter, but as recruiters are busy, right? So they may not send you the OA link. They might also forget. So it is always good to follow up with them whenever you get a call. Save their number and always follow up with the recruiter, right? So these are the important things and apply to more openings. So you can see that if there are 100 companies and you apply to 10 company openings each, so you have applied to 1000 applications, right? So that should be your mindset. It is not like that you apply to one opening and then wait for the interview, right? That's not going to happen because there are a lot of colleges in India, a lot of people do engineering, lot of students, lot of well-deserving students. So don't be sticking to just one or two openings, right? So that is all the good thing. If you need a resume review, you can let me know. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to do that. And also I do live stream, so in that also you can join and let me know if there is any resume review needed, right? Then I got a OA link, right? So OA had two coding questions, and I would so if you have done good lead code, so then you should be easily able to do it. So like if I have to give a level, so one was easy to medium and one was just medium, right? Won't say it medium to hard. So one is easy to medium and the second one was medium, right? And I think 90 minutes was given. I'm not sure on the time, but it was ample time, right, to do it, right? And now my prep strategy here was that I've been doing lead code on and off for more than 3 to 4 years, but if I have to like pinpoint to something, so lead code 150 is good, and then lead code top 150 is good. And then Striver's DSA sheet, which I have not done, but I know that his videos are good. So I think Striver's like the smaller sheet, like the one with less problem sheet with like I don't remember the name, but it's like 100 to 150 problems, right? That also is good. I think it's Striver's SD sheet. So That also would be good. I have not done that, but I know that his videos are good, and most of the time the problems are same in all of these, right? There might be a lot of common problems in all these three sheets. As long as you are covering all the patterns out there and you are starting to recognize the patterns, which you can do by participating in lead code contests, right? If you are not able to participate in the actual, do virtual contests and do it every day, right? So you should have good experience on solving more problems and solving problems fast, right? Once you practice this, you need to revise more and more on the previously solved problems, and then also how to tackle the new problems, right? These two things are very important. If so, I personally have solved 3,000 problems, and there is a video on my channel that tackles about how you can also do the same. You don't need to solve those many. I think once you have solved 500 and then you are revising and then participating in contests, you should be good. So watch 3,000 coding problems video for more details, right? So that said, I was able to solve both of the questions, so I knew that I would be getting the interview link, right? I was confident, but still I followed up with the recruiter, right? I didn't get that right away. There was 1 week or 2 weeks time in that. So because they are also busy and there are a lot of candidates piled up, right? So that was generally this happens in lateral hiring, like SD2s. In SD1, it might not happen. You might the interviewing might be little bit fast, right? I forgot to mention one thing that this is associate level SG2, and the package that was offered was close to 40 plus LPA. This is like that you get every year, but plus the taxes, right? So this involves taxes as well. This is not the CTC. So CTC is something that is not per year generally. So that said, okay, coming to the DSA round. So this was with a uh, very senior engineer, you could say like a staff engineer in other company, but here in Goldman, you could say he was like VP level. Right? This is I think SD3 or SD4. So after that, so with that, so I got really, I would say easy questions. One was easy, so again two questions, two coding questions. One was easy, straightforward, easy, but the optimal solution for that was also involving some data structure knowledge. So in Java, so one was kind of medium, like implementation heavy, right? So if you have solved these 150, you are good to solve this. It was not directly from that, but I think you would have solved it if you have good grasp on DSA. So good knowledge of DSA was tested, data structures only, like hash maps, etc. Right? So that was important. I was able to solve this fairly quickly, and then again I was confident that I'll be moving to next round. So again, there is a myth that now AI and everything can do all of the stuff, which is true to some extent, but still there is a big question there, right? If not DSA, what the company should ask. So still DSA being asked, DSA is relevant. So it does not give an excuse. So recently there was a comment on my channel itself that now AI can do everything. There is no point of doing DSA. So either you can go into an interview and say that thing to your interview that you why you are asking this AI and then get rejected, or you can go and practice DSA and then clear the interview, right, and get good money in your hands. The choice is yours. As long as it's been asked in interviews, it is relevant. That's what I believe. So if I'm going little bit fast, please feel free to do the time thing on YouTube and you can reduce the speed. So moving to DSA round two, right? So DSA round two, again, this was taken by two engineers, two staff level, I would say. Now, Goldman doesn't have the staff. They, it again has a VP, so there would be VP there, right? So I was asked three problems. Not generally, it was two problems only. The first one I was able to solve very quickly. So based on two pointers. So three coding problems. First, 2 pointers, fairly easy if you have solved again those lists and you have participated in lead code contests and have close to 1800 lead code rating, right? And then another one was based on strings, easy, right? And then the third was bit difficult. It was based on try, right? But I was able to solve all of these three. So these first two was fairly straightforward. The third one was tricky because it was hard to judge that it is a try, right? But yeah, whenever there is a string thing and you don't know, uh, you have to kind of optimize the speed there. That's when try comes in handy, and then you have to do some pattern matching and not, right. So again, I would say what I would recommend is, right, I myself have solved tries question. You can see the same questions more than 30 times just to revise it, like without seeing. First time when you learn try, you will watch the video of try what the data structure is, right? It can't automatically come into your brain, right? First you need to learn that things. Once you've learned it, solved one or two times, then 10 times you should solve it yourself every week, week by week, right? I have explained in more detail in my 3000 video, so I don't want to make this video big, right? So that's the aim, that I'll stop it here. Uh, Now coming to the next HLD round one. So, okay, three rounds are left, and let's go to HLD round. So total, I think there were seven things, including resume. So you can OA including resume. There was six rounds that I gave for Goldman Sachs. So this was again taken by two engineers, right? This was not staff level. You could say senior level, right? Not staff level. And now, in this, I was asked a lot of questions on project, my resume, my resume, and then software development lifecycle. How do you different things? How to test systems? It was very like generic round. I wouldn't even call it HLD, or we can say like a generic round, right? Based on HLD things, like different concepts in HLD. And not even sure how would one prep for that, but if you have good knowledge of something that is your in your resume, you know good knowledge about HLD principles and software development lifecycle principle, right? So you start the coding. If anyone is new to this, it involves everything that we do from day to day life, from our program managers, from developers, from testers, and till the release engineers, right? Generally, this all is done by one engineer. I personally have done all of these activities, behaved as a program manager, behaved as a developer, behaved as a tester, and then behaved as a release engineer as well, right? So one should be aware of all these terminologies, right? How to test a system, like these different testing techniques and whatnot, right? So, because I think it was specific to asset SDLC team, maybe that would be the reason. But yeah, this was very generic round, but good discussion for 1 hour, right? And you need to have good knowledge of what you have mentioned on your resume. That is must for any interview, right? Whether it is SD1 or SD2. So after this, it was a good discussion, but some of the questions like specific testing tools and whatnot, I was not able to answer. Like on and off, I would rate this was like 90% good. So I forgot to do the rating. So let's do that as well. So this one was again 9 out of 10 because I took some time around identifying time, 10 out of 10, and this was 10 out of 10, right? So, and then comes the HLD round two, right? So now this is where you need to, so this was proper HLD round taken by two engineers. In every round, I noticed that there were two engineers, right? These were staff level, like close to 20 plus years of experience. And then the questions that were asked was generic system design questions. I'm not able to reveal the exact questions, uh, but the I would say that if you have read Alex whose system design book, right, volume one, book volume one, you should be able to solve the question, right? So you should read this book again as it is like DSA, right? Or as we are in school, we need to revise a lot of things. So again, I would say that read this book 2 to 3 times. Don't just read only one time, right? So that is first thing, Alex Hughes book, and then there is I think Groking system design as well. That is also good. And then there is Repo system design, GitHub Repo by Aditya Pratap, I think. So I have shared this link in the chat in one of my live stream, but I'll attach that to video description as well. So that was another thing. And then there is some channels like Hello Interview, and then Alex Hughes website as well. And then so these are the main resources, right? And then there is one more channel, Code Karle. This is by Meta Engineer. So these are all good, right? You should, but if you have read this book, this is main, right? You should read this multiple times. So that was the other thing, and then comes the hiring manager round, right? So my all my rounds, this was, I think I would say 8 out of 10, because HLD is always that way. It's more of a discussion than hit or miss. Then comes the hiring manager round, right? By this time, I was confident that I would be getting offer. So this was taken by one manager, uh, close to 20 years of experience, and then it lasted for 25 to 30 minutes because they already knew by then that I have competing offers, and I think already they had made up their mind to hire me. So it only went for 25 to 30 minutes, and I was asked like two to three behavioral questions. And some of those questions, generally in behavior question, you should avoid saying that you have never faced that situation, because some or the other time we had faced similar situations, so you can answer using that. But in this, I had to say no to one of the situation, right? Which I had never faced. I had no idea, right? And the interview respected that and asked some other questions, right? And the second time, if you get some question which you have not faced, so you have to be little bit tricky and answer something other than saying that, okay, I have not even faced this well, right? So there are a lot of behavior questions out there. Even I can create a video on this later once I share all the interview experience. So this was fairly good round, and there was talks about the competing offers and all. Competing offers talks. So and then so that was it. So by after this, in couple of days, I got a offer. So got a offer, right? And talking about the numbers of the offer, it was close to 40, and with that the base being more than 35, right? So that's the general, I think, standard of Goldman Sachs associate. So nothing fancy there. So that's all about the Goldman Sachs specifically, and at the last, right? So forgot to say this in the starting. Don't miss the last part of the videos, because here I'll say that. So overall, I have been prepping for 1 year or so. But if I have to give tips to someone, I would say that don't spend 1 year. Just focus. 6 months is good enough, and you start applying to companies by the end of second month in that, right? So first 1 month you properly focus on DSA, revising your DSA. If you are SD2 at any company, that means that you already know some DSA that you use to crack SD1 interviews, right? So brush up your DSA for 1 month, right? And then spend 15 days on HLD and 15 days on LLD, right? Reading these books again and again. So once you are spent 2 months, then you should be good enough to start applying, right? And you might fail at lot of companies. I personally have failed at lot of companies, but still you start giving interviews, and by the time, let's say, even if you fail at company like Amazon, right? So after 6 months you can appear again. So it's only been 8 months since you have been prepping. 2 months that you applied, and then 6 months more, right? After 8 months you can work on those things and apply, rather than waiting for 1 year on preparation. I'd never do that. I did that and I regret that. That's one of the another thing I'm sharing this knowledge, right? The video has may become 20 minutes, so sorry for little bit longer video, but I just wanted to share everything that I felt like sharing. Thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. Anyone who has come till this way, thanks. Thanks a lot. Feel free to Like, subscribe, and share if you like the video. Thank you.